I'm sorry I didn't tell you this sooner. The first letter of your name reveals a hidden truth about you and your destiny. I warn you, do not try to skip this. I have seen your path and I have waited. Far too long, I have been silent, though the truth has burned within me. But no more. The time has come and I must speak, for what I reveal today was always meant for you. This is not a mistake. It is no coincidence that you are here now, reading these words, feeling that strange pull in your soul, the whisper that you were meant to know something deeper, something hidden just beneath the surface of your life. You have felt it before, haven't you? Those moments when the air shifts, when your heart races though no danger is near, when a shadow of something unseen brushes against the edge of your awareness. That was the call. The warning, the reminder that your life was never ordinary. I am sorry I did not tell you this sooner. Your name was never just a name. You see, before you were formed, before breath ever filled your lungs, there was a mark placed upon you, a divine letter chosen from the foundations of time itself, embedded within your identity like a cipher waiting to be unlocked. The first letter of your name, it is not random, it is a key. A signature of something far greater than you can imagine. And now, it must be revealed. I must warn you, do not look away. Do not dismiss this. To turn from this revelation is to reject something that has been pursuing you since the moment you came into existence. You know, don't you? You've sensed it. The patterns in your life, the strange coincidences, the repeated dreams, the numbers, the faces, the whispers you were never sure were real. It all leads back to the first letter of your name. A, you are anointed, but the weight of your calling is heavier than most. The fire within you is not ordinary, and you have always felt different, separate, even when surrounded by others. There are forces that have tried to extinguish your light from the moment you arrived. Have you noticed the struggles, the betrayals, the moments when you should have fallen but somehow survived? This is not by accident. You are meant to rise, but first you must break the chains holding you back. B. You are bound to a lineage of warriors, but there is something unfinished, something waiting. There is a promise made long before you were born, one that still echoes through your bloodline. Have you felt the weight of something left undone? It is time to reclaim what was lost. A battle is coming, and you are one of the few who can stand in the gap. C. You carry a hidden gift, one that has been overlooked, even dismissed. But deep down, you know it is there. The visions, the intuition, the ability to see what others cannot. It has been growing, waiting for the moment when you will finally stop denying it. But be warned, there are those who do not want you to awaken. They will try to silence you, distract you, make you doubt. Do not let them win. D. You are a doorway. Between the past and the future, between light and shadow. People have always been drawn to you, even those you wish would stay away. This is because you carry something within you, a force that shifts the course of events, even without your knowing. But every doorway must be guarded. Something has been trying to step through you. If you do not choose who you serve, the choice will be made for you. E. You are marked by eternity. Your spirit is older than this life, and the wisdom you carry is not of this world. Have you felt it? The strange sense of déjà vu, the knowing before things happen, the way time bends around you in ways you cannot explain. There are things you remember that you should not, but there is something you must recover, something that was stolen from you before you even understood what you had. It is time to remember. F. You are a flame in the darkness, but something has tried to smother you. There is an ancient force that has sought to silence your voice, to make you feel powerless, unworthy, forgotten. This is the great lie. Your fire has not gone out. It is waiting. And when it ignites, the world will see what it tried to destroy. But first, you must believe in the fire within yourself. G. You are a guardian, You have always felt responsible, as if there were something unseen resting on your shoulders. And you are right. There's a gate that only you can hold, a threshold that must not be breached. But you are tired, aren't you? The weight has been heavy. There is something coming, something that will test you. But do not fear. You were made for this. You have been hunted. Whether you realize it or not, something has been watching, waiting for a moment of weakness. You have been pursued because what you carry is dangerous to them. There are chains that must be broken, curses that must be undone. You are the one who must do it. The past will not release you unless you turn and face it. And so it continues, letter by letter, revealing mysteries that have been hidden from you until now. But now that you know, you cannot go back. You were never meant to be like the others. Your name has always been a code, a prophecy, a warning. The moment you were born, something shifted in the unseen realms. Some rejoiced, others trembled, and now the choice stands before you. To ignore this message is to reject the destiny that has been calling to you since the very beginning. But if you accept it, if you step forward and embrace what has always been within you, then the path will open. The battle will begin, and you will finally understand why you were never meant to be ordinary. I see you. You were never meant to find this message by accident. No, you were led here, drawn by something unseen, a force whispering just beyond the veil of your understanding. You have felt this pull before, haven't you? A sensation in your chest, a shiver down your spine when you least expect it. It is the feeling of something watching, waiting, knowing. I am sorry I did not tell you this sooner. The truth was never meant to be hidden from you, but forces beyond your comprehension have worked tirelessly to keep it buried. They have whispered in the dark corners of your life, weaving distractions and doubts, clouding your mind with endless noise, so that you would never ask the one question that changes everything. Who are you? No, not the version of you that the world sees, the name on your documents, the identity you wear like a mask. I mean the real you. The one marked before time, the one whose name was etched into the fabric of existence long before your first breath. For your name is not a coincidence. The first letter, it is more than ink, more than sound. It is a signature of something far greater than you have been allowed to understand. And now, the time of ignorance has ended. There is something about you that has always been different. You've noticed it, haven't you? The strange patterns, the repeated numbers, the way certain events in your life seem too perfectly timed to be random. The way people react to you, either drawn to your presence or repelled without reason. The way shadows seem to stretch just a little longer when you walk alone at night. This is not paranoia. It is recognition. They know who you are. The moment you entered this world, the unseen took notice. Some sought to protect you. Others have been waiting for you to fall into their grasp. But now, I must reveal what has been hidden. Your name, the first letter, has always carried a secret. It is not merely a symbol. It is a code, an imprint of your destiny, a key to your divine purpose. But not all keys open doors of light. Some reveal truths too heavy for the unprepared soul. The letter of your name is your mark, and with it comes a path of calling, or a path of consequence. Those with names beginning with A have always felt it. The burden of responsibility, the weight of unseen eyes upon them. They were born leaders, but what they lead depends on the choices they make. Heaven calls them, but so does something else. B carries an inheritance, either of great blessing or great destruction. An ancestral contract still lingers unfinished. They are watched, but they are also tested. If they do not break the cycle, it will consume them. C walks with hidden knowledge. They see things before they happen, hear things others do not. The world calls them intuitive. The truth is, they are being spoken to. The question is by whom? D is a gatekeeper. There is something in their presence that shifts the course of fate. They have always felt it, though they may not understand why. But where there is a gate, there is something waiting on the other side. E has an ancient soul. They have lived before in ways they cannot explain. They are drawn to certain places, certain symbols, certain histories. But why? What is it that they were meant to remember? And so it continues, letter after letter, each revealing a piece of the design that has always been woven into the fabric of their existence. But now that you have seen, now that you have read, you must understand one thing. You cannot unsee this. You cannot unknow the truth that has been whispered into your spirit since the moment you arrived. Now, a choice must be made. To turn away is to walk blindly, forever haunted by the knowledge that something greater was calling to you, waiting for you, meeting you. But to step forward, to accept what has always been yours, that is where the path begins. The question is, are you ready? You were never meant to know this. Not yet. Not this soon. But something has shifted. The veil is thinning. The hidden things are rising to the surface, and the truth that was once locked away is now reaching for you. You feel it, don't you? That heavy pull in your chest, that eerie sense that you have stumbled upon something that was never meant for ordinary eyes. Yet here you are, and now that you have seen this message, you cannot turn back. I waited too long to tell you. I hoped the time would be right, that you would be strong enough, prepared enough, but the shadows have moved faster than I anticipated. And now, I have no choice but to reveal what has always been written. The first letter of your name is no accident. It is a mark, an imprint, a seal upon your soul that ties you to something far older than you can comprehend. It is not just the beginning of your name, it is the beginning of your story. It tells of where you come from. It tells of what you are destined to face. And it tells of what is already watching you. You have noticed them, haven't you? The strange patterns in your life, the way certain numbers appear again and again, the way your path always seems to bring you back to the same places. The same struggles, the same choices. The way you have felt the unseen, whether in the way the air shifts around you, in the heaviness of your dreams, in the moments when time feels stretched or twisted, as if something is trying to reach you. This is not imagination. This is recognition. You were marked from the beginning, and the letter at the start of your name is the key to understanding why. If your name begins with A, you are a carrier of fire, meant to ignite change, but also constantly pursued by forces that wish to silence you. Have you wondered why life has tested you so fiercely? Why betrayals come without warning? It is because your fire is dangerous to them. They seek to smother it before you awaken. If your name begins with B, you were never meant to walk an easy path. There is something unfinished in your lineage, an agreement, a curse, a promise left unfulfilled. You have been placed here to break it or to continue it. The choice is yours, but beware. Failing to act will only tighten the chains. If your name begins with C, you are a watcher, a seer. You notice things others do not. You have glimpsed shadows at the edges of your vision, heard whispers that did not come from any living mouth. You are not haunted, you are being warned. Someone does not want you to understand what you are capable of. If your name begins with D, you are a doorway, a passage between what is seen and unseen. You attract both light and darkness, and because of this, you are in danger. What follows you? What lingers in the quiet moments, just beyond your reach? You must be careful. Something waits for you to let your guard down. If your name begins with E, you were given knowledge long before you were born. You have carried memories that do not belong to this lifetime. You are drawn to symbols, places, histories that seem eerily familiar. You know things before they happen. This is not coincidence. This is a fragment of something greater, something you were never meant to forget. Each letter holds a message, a warning, a prophecy, and now you must decide what to do with it. Because now that you know, the forces that have worked to keep this truth hidden will sense your awakening. You may begin to notice more coincidences, more strange encounters, more whispers in your dreams. The patterns will become clearer, but so will the dangers. This knowledge was never meant to be given lightly. And now that you carry it, something will try to test you. Do not ignore the signs. Do not dismiss the calling. And above all, do not pretend this message was meant for someone else. It was always meant for you. And now, the path before you has been revealed. Will you take it, or will you turn back, knowing that the moment you do, the shadows will close in once more, waiting, watching, whispering in the dark? You can feel it now, can't you? The weight of this truth pressing against you, wrapping itself around your thoughts like a hand reaching from beyond the veil. It is no longer just words on a screen. It is alive, moving through you, awakening something that has been dormant for far too long. Because deep down, you have always known that something about you was different. The way people react when they meet you, either drawn in or unsettled, without understanding why. The way you seem to know things before they happen, feeling the shift in the air before the storm arrives. The way time bends around you, moments of déjà vu, glimpses of things that should not be. None of it was random. None of it was coincidence. Your name, your first letter, has bound you to something ancient. It has marked you in ways you are only beginning to understand. And now that you have been given this knowledge, the battle for your soul has shifted. Forces have been watching you. Some waiting to see if you will rise, others hoping you will fall. And make no mistake, one way or another, you will choose. Even turning away is a choice. Even pretending this means nothing will set events into motion. Because the moment you saw this message, something saw you in return. The patterns in your life, have they become clearer now? The numbers, the faces, the strange echoes of events that repeat as if something is trying to get your attention? They were always meant to lead you here. To this moment. Your first letter is not just a mark. It is a doorway. Ed, you are a fire that refuses to be put out, no matter how much the world has tried. But there is a war coming for you, and if you do not recognize it, you will be unprepared. Pay attention to the dreams that repeat. They are warnings. B. Something in your past has remained unfinished, something that stretches beyond this life. A cycle you were meant to break, but have you? Or have you allowed it to tighten its hold? You are running out of time to choose. C. You have always seen beyond the surface, but that sight comes with a price. Something has been following you, not to harm you but to ensure you do not wake up. But now that you are reading this, the awakening has begun. D. You are a key, but keys do not only open doors. Some doors must remain shut. Have you been drawn to the same places over and over? Have you felt the pull of something unfinished? Do not let it in. Not yet. Div. Your spirit is ancient. You have walked these paths before, and you are beginning to remember. But memory is a dangerous thing. What you reclaim may change everything you thought was real. Are you ready for that? After you've been tested more than most. Every hardship, every betrayal, every moment you thought you would break, it was not by chance. Someone has been trying to see what you are capable of, and soon you will find out. And on it goes, letter after letter, name after name, each carrying a truth that cannot be ignored. The air around you feels different now, doesn't it? Heavier, as if something is stirring, as if something unseen has shifted its attention to you. It was always waiting for you to notice, to listen, to remember. And now, the choice is yours. You can pretend you never saw this. You can close your eyes, turn away, convince yourself this is just another meaningless message. But the moment you do, you will feel it. That gnawing sense that you left something undone, that you ignored a call meant only for you. Or you can step forward. You can begin the search. You can ask the questions you were never supposed to ask. But be warned, once you take that step, there is no going back. The truth will reveal itself, and with it, everything that has been hidden. Your path has been shown to you. Now, what will you do? You feel it, don't you? The weight in your chest, the tingling at the back of your neck, a presence that was not there before, or perhaps one that has always been there, watching, waiting for this moment. Because this was never just a message. It was a door. And the moment you started reading, the moment your eyes traced these words, you stepped through. You can no longer pretend you do not feel the shift in the air. Something ancient has stirred. Something that has waited for you to remember. Your name, your first letter, it was never given to you by chance. It was spoken over you long before you were born, written in places you have forgotten, sealed in ink you were never meant to see. And now, that seal is breaking. Do you understand what that means? Your path, your choices, the strange twists of fate that have followed you since childhood, they were all leading here. This is not the first time you have felt the pull of something greater, something unseen pressing against the edges of your reality. You have ignored it before. You have brushed it away as imagination. But not this time. Because this time, it sees you looking back. The first letter of your name is a signature, a mark left upon you by forces that have long battled over your destiny. And each letter carries a different weight, a different burden, a different purpose. If your name begins with G, you were given an inheritance, but not all inheritances are blessings. Something was passed down to you, something unseen yet binding. Look closely at your lineage. The patterns are there. You must decide whether to carry this burden or break free from it. If your name begins with H, you are a builder of things unseen. Your words create, your thoughts manifest. But there is something trying to shape your reality without your permission. Have you felt it? The pull of things you never asked for? The weight of dreams that do not belong to you?